Hi everyone, I'm Heather. Welcome to Strings and Threads, streaming to you from my dungeon of dreams. Join me in the magical world of crochet, knitting, and all things yarn. If you're a fellow yarn enthusiast, hit that subscribe button and become part of our creative journey. Let's dive into today's project. Hi, welcome to the video tutorial for what I'm calling the Eckard Stitch. If there's another name for this stitch that you know of, let me know. I wasn't aware of any names for this stitch, so I just decided to call it the Eckard Stitch. So you can see how it's two colors and it blends very nicely together. Okay, materials that you will need for this stitch. I have scissors, of course, and then you need two different colors. You can choose any two colors you want, any two types of yarn you want. I just went into my scrap bin and picked two colors that were different so you could see how the stitch was working up. And mine is medium weight yarn, but whatever type of yarn you decide to do it with, just make sure you match the hook that you use to the hook size recommended by the yarn that you're using. So I'm going to be using this Tunisian crochet hook, and this is an I or a 5.5 millimeter. You can decide, depending on how big the project is, you can decide whether you need the longer hook or if you even need to get one of those hooks that you can attach a wire to so that it's even longer. It depends on how big of a project you're doing. I could probably, since I'm just making this small, I could probably get away with just doing it on a regular crochet hook, but I'm going to keep it to this because I like how there's a stopper on the end. So if I was going to make something and then put it down, I can move it down a little bit and it won't fall off the hook. So it's not going to matter which color you start with, it's just going to be a personal preference. I'm going to start with the pink just because, and for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to chain 12 stitches. But you can chain as many as you want for the size project that you're using. So, sorry, I was gluing something earlier and I just noticed some glue on my nails. I don't have fancy nails, so I hope that's not offensive to anybody. So to make a slip, you start with a slip knot, and then to chain, you just yarn over and pull through, and we're going to do that 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this is just the beginning forward pass. So what we're going to do is just go through the top of the stitch here, because when you turn it under, you want it to have that nice polished look. So we're just going into, I guess you could call it the front loop in a chain. I don't know if you call it that, but we're just going to go in through one, yarn over, and draw up a loop and keep it on the crochet hook. And you're going to do the same thing with all of the chains all the way across. I'm going to show this. If this is too easy and you don't want to sit through me doing the whole thing, I do have chapters in my description or timestamps. So if at any point you want to skip or go back, you can just look at the time, or you can go into the timestamp in my description and click on where you want to be. So if this is too boring to watch, you can skip ahead. Or if you wanted to see it again, you can go back and rewatch it. Okay, so now I'm here in the last chain, and let's count how many loops we have on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it matches the number of chains we did. This is the beginning return pass. So to do the first return pass, we're just going to yarn over and then we're going to go through 1. I think they consider that chaining, so it's just yarn over, go through 1 for all of the rest of the row, and I'll go through the whole row with you. We're going to yarn over, then go through 2. We're going to yarn over and then go through 2 loops, 1, 2. I know I'm going slow, I just want to make sure everybody's got this. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 loops, 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 yarn over, go through 2, and this is where we're going to do a color change. For the next row, we're going to use the next color. So you notice I'm ending with 2 loops on the hook. That's not officially the end of the row, but this is where we're going to change color. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, and then later on we can weave in the end and secure it. But we're just going to kind of make a loop here that you would go through. And with that loop, we're going to go through both of these. Now this is where the pattern is going to start. So this is the beginning of the pattern with color 2. You can see that there are bars here. And we always ignore the very first one on the end. But here's the first bar that we would consider the first bar of the row. And in the bar, there's a front to the loop and a back to the loop. And what we're going to do for this stitch is we're going to take our hook and go in between that front and that back loop of the first bar. We're going to go through the front and the back loop, which will just be in the middle of the second bar. Okay, you can see how there's 2 of the pink, 2 of the first color on the loop. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to keep this second color. We're going to keep this first color, and we're just going to draw a loop through the first one from the hook. This is how we'll get every other color. And so then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go through the center of the bar, the next bar, and the center of the bar after that. And we're going to yarn over, and you're only going to bring up a loop through the first bar that you come across. So you're going to have every other color on here. We're going to go through the center of this bar and the center of the next. And you're going to yarn over and go through just one and leave the other one on. Go through the middle of this bar, the middle of the next, yarn over and pull a loop through just that first one that you come across. And then we're going to go through the center of the next one and the next one, yarn over and just draw a loop through one. And then on this chain at the end, we're going to go through like this, yarn over and bring up a loop. So for this row, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still have 12 loops on the hook. Okay, for this return pass, we're going to do it the same way we did it last time. You're going to yarn over and just go through one, yarn over, go through two, 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 yarn over, go through two loops, yarn over, go through two loops, yarn over, go through two loops, yarn over, Go through 2 loops. Now we have 2 loops left on the hook. This is where we change back to the other color. We did not unattach it, so you're just gonna bring it back up and you're going to yarn over and go through the last 2 loops. Okay, this is the forward pass when you're back with color 1. So to start with color 1, we always skip this last, or this first, I'm sorry. It's last when we do a return pass. It's first when we do the forward pass. We're not going to go in through there. But we're going to go into the very first, in between the bars of the first one, where you're going to match the color. And then you're going to yarn over and go through a loop. That was a little different than we did it last time. For the next one, we're going to go through the center post of the first and the center post of the second. We want to match the colors, so we're going to draw up loops with matching colors. You can see how I drew up a loop with this first pink one, and then I went through 2 and I drew up a loop through the next pink one. So I'm going to go through the center bar here, but I'm not going to draw up a loop through that one. I'm going to go through the very next one as well, and then I'm going to yarn over and draw up a loop through just the pink one, or the first color. Go through the center of the next 2 bars, yarn over, and pull a loop through the matching color. Go through the center bar of the next 2 loops, yarn over, and pull up just through color 1. And then at the end here, you're going to go through the center of that bar, and you're also going to go through the center of the beginning chain. Well, they call this a chain, or you want to call it a beginning loop, you can do that. Yarn over, and then just go through that beginning loop, chain, whatever you want to call it. Now let's count how many stitches we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can see we still have 12 stitches. And this return pass with color 1 is going to look exactly like all of the other return passes. You're going to yarn over, just go through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2, 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 yarn over, 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and then with the last 2 we're going to switch colors. So you're going to grab, you don't want to grab the tail, grab the part that's attached to the ball, the skein, or whatever you're working from, and go through that so your next color is ready. And now what we're going to do is repeat these past 4 rows, the forward pass with color 2, the return pass with color 2, the forward pass with color 1, return pass with color 1. Remember, it's slightly different. Each pattern's slightly different. So now we're to the green, and we're actually we're not going to go through just 1 like we did the row before. We're going to go through 2 and match the colors up. If you need to see these again, I do have them bookmarked in my description. So if you want to rewatch the first forward pass of color 2, that's where the repeat starts, and you're just going to do the forward return, and then just keep repeating those 4 over and over until you have the length that you want. I'm going to add a few more rows to this and then show you how it looks. All right, I've done a few rows, and it's really cool to see it come together. I just really love how this stitch works. So to finish this stitch, you want to end where you can end wherever you want, but you have to come and do the back pass, the return pass. You can't end on a forward pass. We end on a return pass. So I've done most of my return pass, but here's where we change color. So the last 2 stitches here, I'm going to change color. And to finish, we're just going to go into each stitch individually and draw up a loop and then go through the loop that's there. Go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, go through the loop that's there. Go through the next loop. We're not doing two together. When I say go through the loop, what I'm talking about are these bars. You're going to go in between the bars like we've been working the whole time. Draw up a loop and then go through the loop that's already on the hook. Do it again. Go through the bar, draw up a loop, and then slip stitch through the loop that's on the hook. Okay, so I'm just going to go all the way across here so you can continue to see this. And then we're here in the last, what they call the chain, or the very first, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to go through and do it the same way. Draw up a loop and then go through the loop that's on the hook. And then to completely finish it, you're probably, a lot of people are already familiar with that. You're going to cut a tail. I want to save this yarn. I'm not going to keep this little swatch. I'm going to undo it, so I'm not going to actually do it. But you would cut here, and then you would pull the tail through here and weave in the ends. And then on this side, for the other color, you would just cut it and then weave in the ends, weave in the tail that you've cut, just to keep everything secure. So I wanted to show you that the projects that I've done with this, and I have tutorials for them, so if you're interested, I'll tell you about the tutorials. Let me turn this around. This is the shawl that I've made with the Eckard Stitch, and I call it the Eckard shawl. Hopefully, if I've done everything correctly, I'll have a link for it, either here or a little bit closer to the end. And I've also made a cup cozy using this stitch, which I have a tutorial for, and hopefully, if all goes well, I'll have the link for it pop up here too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.